Have you ever had these problems with your solar generator system or heard these complaints, yeah, with your solar generator system? Or if you know anybody that is having these problems or having these complaints about their solar generation or generator system, yeah, just refer this video to them. Yeah, let's take a look.
Do not get solar. Learn from my mistakes.
Don't put solar panels on your home.
Well, here's another reason why solar panels suck.
It's produced no electricity since it was installed.
I only got $20,000 worth of solar panels added to my Palm Springs Airbnb, and here's how it affected my electricity bill.
Let's talk about these bad boys right here.
The thing that I regret the most in doing is these goddamn solar panels.
It is quite unfortunate that a lot of people are having really bad experiences when it comes to their solar system for their homes, be it their residential home, their cabin, or for their trailer. There's actually really no need to have these problems. Yeah, trust me, once you get your design calculations right, you're never going to have problems. Yeah, I have none of these problems, yeah, with my own solar system. It is a completely off-grid system and it is functioning 100%, and that is why also on this channel I've actually decided to add real life reports or reviews of how my solar system is performing. It is performing absolutely brilliantly. Yeah, and where I live in Africa, at times the grid is so bad that you don't even see it at times. And in my house, there's a lot of load and I have zero power failure. In a neighborhood where at times they don't even get power for weeks on end. So it actually works. If you get your design calculations right, you are not going to have any problems at all. Yeah. So in this particular video, I'm just going to give a recap about what this series is about. It's about a 3 kilowatt solar generator design that was made by an installer. So he installed this system, yeah, and we are reviewing it to make sure that the client is going to have a good experience using solar generation or generator systems. Yeah, that is why I'm doing these reviews. I'll take the designs or the installation of some technicians, and then I'll review it to see if everything is okay, or if there is the potential that there might be a problem later, that the client might experience problems. Yeah, so this is just to help our installers to have installations, yeah, to have clients that will have good experience using solar generator system, so they can refer their families and friends, and we get as much people onto using solar as much as possible. Because my aim is, okay, we should do our own quota, contribute our own quota in saving the planet. We only have one planet and we have to do everything we can to save it. Yeah, and so from our design review so far, we have found out that the inverter that the installer selected is perfect, is okay. Now we are reviewing the battery. Yeah, so we found an issue with the battery because he used just one 2.5 kilowatt hour battery. Yeah, and this we found to be grossly inadequate for the load that he was powering. Yeah, and from our own estimation, we needed about 6 of these type of batteries. Yeah, we needed 6 of them, or we could just go for one 15 kilowatt hour LiFePO lithium battery from our when we sized or when we calculated the battery requirement. Yeah, so we needed 6 of this, but he used just 1. So this powering the load, this may just last like 2 to 3 hours powering the load. Yeah, so when the sun goes down, if they are still powering the exact same load, yeah, in our calculation, then this battery is going to last 2 to 3 hours, then it goes off. Yeah, but if they decide to remove some load, then it could last 6 hours, 6 to 8 hours. So in the middle of the night, this system is going to go off. But again, it's a system that is on budget. Yeah, so now we've gotten to this point now where we now, okay, I have to design the battery connection. how do we connect the battery. So this is what this particular video 2.7 is about. It's about how do we connect this battery. It's about carrying out the checks to make sure that the battery is safe, yeah, that the battery that he's using is safe, because he has already completed this installation. So we just want to know if everything is a-okay with this installation. And so far this one checks out. Now we're looking at the battery. So now from what we can see from the battery's data sheet, yeah, our battery is rated at 100 amp hour. And one other thing that we need to look very closely at again is the maximum charge and discharge current. The maximum charge current is 100 amps, and the recommended charge from the manufacturer is 50 amps. Yeah, so we have a limit that we cannot exceed. Yeah, a charging current of 100. Yeah, so now let's make a check to see what our charging current, based on the selection that this installer did, what our maximum charging current will be. Now, if we look at the first statement here, it says the maximum charging current from our 6 panels is going to be 3,180 watts from the panel divided by the system voltage, which is 24, and that gives us 132.5 amps. Yeah, coming from the charge controller into the battery. Yeah, so this is more than the 100 amps that was stated here in the battery data sheet. So we are sending too much current into this battery, so that is not okay. Yeah, so seeing now that we might have the installer or the client that this install this battery for, or this solar system, which is this solar system here, might have issues with this battery. And some of the issues that they might have, because they are using a lot more charge current, because they're using a lot more, they're passing a lot more current to just one battery here, yeah, that is supposed to be 100, they are passing 132.5 amps into it. Yeah, so some of the problems that they might face is the inverter would want to protect the battery. Yeah, so it will be clipping the excess current that is going into the battery, to be capping it at 100 amps. Yeah, and that activity, yeah, could lead to overheating in the inverter, and that overheating would cause the cooling fan of the inverter to always be blowing at high speed, trying to remove all that wasted 32.5 amps. It to be trying to blow, because definitely energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be changed from one form to another. Since it's the inverter now is not capping at 32.5 amps, the capping 32 or cutting 32.5 amps from the 132.5, it will be generating heat. That heat, you see, that is why at times some installer, if you're having this problem where your inverter is always blowing, the cooling fan is always blowing at high speed, you could be passing high current through the inverter, higher than what is recommended for charging the battery. So now this is going to be a problem for the installer, yeah, for the client anyways. So the question now is, it might work for some time, but it is not recommended to be stressing your whole solar system like that, because it might be prone to failure. Yeah, so the inverter, if it is not built for an excess current like this, it will, if it is not able to clip this current down to 100 amp, yeah, the inverter might get fried. It might burn. Yeah, so what would be the best course of action to correct this? I am not a big fan of very long videos, so I'm just going to cap this video here, and I would like to say thanks for watching. So I'm going to cap this into 2 parts. So this is the part 1 of video 2.7, and up next is going to be part 2 of video 2.7. So I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.